Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from the Moscow Times that was published on January 8th. And I just gotta say, when it comes to the fact of Christianity, there needs to be more people like this in the West in regards to it. Like, say, someone like him as the Pope, someone like him leading, the Protestant church in England, because this guy has a clue. And to say the least, I'm sure the left, with what he has to say, on the note of technology, especially in Silicon Valley, they probably would be freaking out if there were more religious leaders like him calling things for what they are. So anyway, Russian patriarch warns Antichrist will control humans through gadgets. And Antichrist or not, evil people will use the technology to control other people. It really is that simple, all right? And more likely than anything, this would happen on the note of being malicious and controlling them and swaying their opinion and such. The leader of the Russian Orthodox Church has said that humans' dependence on modern technology will result in the coming of the Antichrist. I don't necessarily agree with him, but I agree with him on a lot of other stuff he says here. In an interview with Russian state media, Patriarch Kirill explained he does not entirely oppose gadgets, but warned against falling into slavery to smartphones. Yeah, he understands they're addictive. He understands that Silicon Valley has used technology to hook people to their phones and to hook people to their services. They've literally designed them to be addictive. And they've tried using this addictive nature that they've created to actually try to control people. And they've had the ability to do so to an extent. OkCupid, on the note of being a dating site and a dating app, has manipulated users by manipulating their percentage of being compatible, things like that. If they'll do it, if Google will do it with trying to rig the news cycle and tell people what they should think, if Facebook will do that by curating things, if YouTube will do that by curating, say, trending, he's right. On the note of falling into slavery, because they'll be able to guide people in the directions that they want them to go, not where they would go on their own. Patriarch Kirill said that the collection of user data, including location, interests, and fears, will make it possible for humans to be controlled by external forces. Well, no shit. I agree with that totally, because there are things that you're going to put on your social media that you should probably keep to yourself. I mean, it's a common thing that happens in this day and age. People put shit out there that they really shouldn't be putting out there. To think that that would not be used against you is sheer stupidity. If you don't think a tech company is going to exploit your fears and use them against you, if they don't want you to do a certain thing, you're naive. I mean, especially in this day and age when they're losing the information war online and they're having to resort to the amount of censorship that they are to try to regain control because of big bad orange Trump getting elected and Bolsonaro in Brazil, and other nationalists like in Italy gaining, more power within the government. They don't like that. So they will use the things that you put out there on social media against you to try to stop you from, say, going out and voting for a certain candidate or, promoting certain beliefs or anything like that. They'll use your fears against you. I mean, look at the left. They're good at using fears against their own people, for example, with this fucking Nazi bullshit that anyone right of us is a Nazi, bash the fash. I mean, seriously, look at how they control. They're dumbed down, low IQ, low information, little shit bricks that make up Antifa and stuff. It's using their fears against them, their interests, things like that. You don't think they'll try to use that on even more of the population? Control from a single point is a harbinger of the coming of the Antichrist, Curl told the state-run Rosa One TV network on Orthodox Christmas Monday. Yeah. Think about it. Control from a single location, Silicon Valley. If they've gained the control that they've been slowly working at, and now going into overdrive, deplatforming, and everything else, because they've realized that even with them doing things to try to stop, opposing views, they're losing. Yeah, that should scare you. That should give you a clue that what this, Orthodox priest, this patriarch of, Russian Orthodox Christianity, should have more weight with what he's saying and those types of things. It should have way more weight with people. The Antichrist is a personality that will be at the head of the World Wide Web, controlling the entire human race. Thus, the structure itself presents a danger, he said. Yeah, and someone that's the head of a social media company, like Mark Zuckerberg, could have filled in that role. Could have been the person with his site the way it was before all the leaks and everything else. Could have been the one that was controlling the entire human race. With how many people were signed up for it. Jack at Twitter, before his spurging out and silencing the right and everything else. And all the stupid shit going on at Twitter. Okay, before all that, he could have been someone that was doing that. I don't know about Wojcinski, however you said her name. I don't see her doing that because she's just a fucking power drunk feminazi who thinks she's smarter than what she really is. I mean, when it comes to the Antichrist, I'm looking at Sarah Getty Bren and what the fuck is the other guy that founded Google there? Those are more or less going to be the type that you're looking at with that at this point. And they're trying to control the whole human race. They're trying to control what they think. They're doing it through rigging search results. They're doing it through rigging things on YouTube. All right, with the note of say trending and shadow banning people and shit like that. And the structure itself does present a danger because he's right there too, because you have a situation where a small minority of the population pretty much controls the overwhelming majority of the internet. Like with Silicon Valley, which is where they all tend to be concentrated. The church leaders stressed that if we don't want to bring the apocalypse closer, there should be no single control and access center. Yes, I agree. The guy is very, very, clued in. What he's basically saying there is there should be no single access center on the note of, say, social media. There should be not one Facebook, just Facebook. There should be competitors like Minds and others so that you don't have that problem. YouTube, BitChute, DTube, good example there. Social media on the note of, say, the short posts, Twitter and a Gab and response, as an alternative to it. I mean, what he's saying is that there should be multiple outlets to avoid this control. I mean, this guy, he's putting in terms of Antichrist, but regardless of that, he's got a fucking clue of what's going on here. He understands the power of the internet. He understands the power of these few silicon elites and their ability to control people using it. This should seriously clue people in. That when you have a Russian Orthodox priest, you know, a patriarch, as they're saying here, saying these things, an old man who's probably not that tech savvy. He's got more of a fucking clue than the tech savvy do about this shit. In the general population, it should wake people up. If we had more people like him in Christianity in the West, I think things would be going a little bit different. Because if you had the Pope Jesuit the fucking, you know, coup d'etat, because as a Jesuit, he shouldn't be the Pope. I mean, papal law, you know, Catholic law says that he can't be. If he was more like this guy, instead of open borders and you know, going against the actual teachings of Catholicism, saying things like this, the left would be freaking the fuck out. I mean, if he wasn't shaking hands with Bono and you know, going, oh, bless you, my son, for taking 98.8% of charity and putting it in your pocket and giving 1.2% to the downtrodden. If he wasn't patting him on the back and going, my good Catholic boy, pushing this globalist bullshit, I think things would be a lot better. I think the Catholic Church would be a lot stronger. I think Catholics would be more positive about their religion. I think Catholics would be more open about being Catholic. They wouldn't be, you know, like zealot religious Catholic, but they'd be more apt to say, yeah, I'm a Catholic. They'd be proud to be a Catholic. Instead, we got him, the Jesuit, fucking covering up the kid diddling that he actually used to oust the German we tried to use the Nazi shit with. But ultimately had to go with the kid diddling. Anyway, I mean, I gotta give Kirill a lot of credit for being as I hate to use the term, but as woke as he is. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.